Luffy was also unconscious in the water. Now, seeing both of them, Joker got veritably spooked. He starts looking around his companions so that he can call for help. But Nami and the swordsman had formerly killed his companions. The cracks had come veritably deep, so the tank breaks. And with the inflow of water, Luffy comes out. He was also conscious and now, from his mouth, the chart of the Grand Line also comes out, now in front of Luffy. Two effects were lying, map and his cap, because his cap was more important. That is why he moves towards it. Luffy picks up the cap, while Joker picks up the chart, seeing which he was veritably happy. Seeing this, the swordsman attacks him with a brand. The swordsman had cut his throat, but with his strength, he joins his throat again, and he starts showing him his powers. That means in front of his eyes, he cuts his body corridor and starts joining again. And also he, by cutting a lot of pieces of his body, attacks Nami and the swordsman, although Nami and the swordsman were fighting with the pieces of his body, but he was hitting them hard. Seeing this, Luffy got veritably angry at Joker. That is why he also got up to fight him. He uses his special move then. He passes his punch to his stomach, but anything was not hap to Joker. And now, he also attacks Luffy. Joker's abbreviated hand comes and grabs Luffy's neck and starts strangling him. When Luffy saw on the side, there were a lot of boxes lying there, which Luffy shows to Nami and explains his whole plan. After which Luffy and the swordsman, by doing this, throws the pieces of Joker's body towards the boxes. And Nami, snappily, with the help of a rod, keeps them trapped. And now, then, Luffy uses his special power. He stretches out his arms and makes big hands. He attacks him with both his hands and blows him down. After which Luffy gives that chart to Nami, because now he believed in both of them, and they came good musketeers. Now all three of them free the captures there, who were made in followership and made to sit there. There the head of the marine base arrested the marine captain and tied him up there, because the head had known that he's not a good marine captain. He's veritably bad, and he's veritably unjust. He's also veritably cruel. Now the head of the marine base decides that now I'll make my own new marine army, and go to catch Luffy. His new marine army was standing in front, in which the internee boy and the son of the marine captain were also included. Incontinently, after which to catch Luffy, they go to the ocean. There Luffy, by freeing everyone, with his two companions, Nami and the swordsman, sit in the boat and leave from there. Now Nami goes alone and calls someone and tells that the chart of the Grand Line has come to me, and now I'm coming, so that we can understand then that Nami is cheating them and she's with someone differently. We are shown the time of 7 times ago from there, where a child who was a friend of Luffy, he used to spread the rumor in his ville that the stealers have come and hide snappily. Because of this, everyone used to get veritably spooked and incontinently went to their homes and hid. Now people used to suppose that he's telling the verity, but after some time, people realized that he was lying. No stealers used to come then, so now no bone believes what he says. They do not get spooked, and neither hide in their homes. Now the story comes back in the present time, where that child that's Luffy's friend has grown up now, but still, he spreads the rumor that the stealers have come hide snappily. But now, no bone believes what he says. There, Luffy and his companions were moving ahead. Also, their boat breaks, because there was a hole in it, and water was coming by. So now to buy a new boat, they come to Luffy's friend's islet, and let their old boat drown in the water, so that no bone can reach them. The head of the marine base was moving ahead with his platoon to catch Luffy. The Joker had taken all his body corridor from those boxes. He'd joined them, and now he was like ahead. He was also standing there. Also, a strange fisher comes to him and says, "Come with me, our fisher's head has called you." But the Joker refuses to go with him and started trying to escape. That strange fisher punches him in the face, which makes the Joker unconscious there. Also, the fisher picked him up and brought him with him. There Luffy was roving on this islet and was in hunt of a new vessel for his own use, where he likes a boat, when he went to see it. Also in this boat, Luffy's friend was there, who used to spread rumors. Then he meets Luffy and tells him that I take care of this boat. If you want this boat, also come, I will take you to meet my friend. Because this boat belongs to her. Not just the boat, the whole islet belongs to her. After hearing this, Luffy, Nami, and the swordsman got ready to meet her. And now Luffy's friend takes those three to meet his friend at her house, where we see her house. It was magnificent and beautiful, because that girl was veritably rich. After which that girl comes out from outside. Her friend was also with her. With the jeer, her friend was there too, whose name was Clador. Now this rich girl has her 18th birthday tomorrow, which means she'll be 18 times old hereafter. So her friend comes then and wishes her her a happy birthday. Also, he introduces Luffy, Nami, and the swordsman to the girl, saying that these three are my musketeers too. Also, the rich girl tells Luffy's friend that tonight, you and your musketeers stay then to have regale with us. Then it's set up that the rich girl's parents are dead, and now she lives alone in this house. Also, intimately that boy, that means Luffy's friend, comes to her. As a birthday gift, he gives the plum brought from the ocean, and to make her happy, he says a lot of effects then, that I've gone to the ocean numerous times and done an adventure. During the discussion, the girl started coughing. Also, Luffy's friend gives her tea, which makes her feel more. When Luffy and Nami went to the clothes room, she was veritably upset that there are so numerous clothes then. Which one should we wear? Also, the swordsman comes then, and he asks them, that the boy with that rich girl, do you fight him? I do, I feel as if I've met him ahead. On which Luffy and Nami say that no, we do not feel that way there. Claydor, in his sweet addresses, and makes her veritably happy. The rich girl leverages him and says that I consider you my stylish friend. You're veritably close to me. But Claydor wasn't her friend, but her adversary, because to kill the rich girl, he'd made a plan with both the retainers, so that after her death, everything will be his, and he can rule this islet. Because of this, Claydor was giving bane to the girl every day, because of which the girl is sick. Then both the retainers to kill the girl had made a toxic haze, so that before her 18th birthday, they can kill her. Also at night, there's a party, where Luffy, Nami, and the swordsman enjoy the party a lot. They eat succulent food. Then Nami addresses to a man, who was a special person then, because he used to take care of the business of the rich girl. He was the dealer then. Now the rich girl comes then with Claydor and meets her dealer. Now the swordsman addresses to Claydor and asks him, you feel to know me? Have we met ahead? On which Claydor refuses that, no, I do not suppose so. We're meeting for the first time. Now the dealer tells the rich girl that I want to talk to you about commodity important. But Claydor refuses and says, we will talk latterly. First, let's eat food. Now, when all these people were eating food, also Luffy addresses to the rich girl about that boat. That we want to take that, because we're rovers, and going for the Grand Line, so we need that boat. The rich girl says that tonight after 12, I'll be 18 times old. Also, everything will come under my control. Also, I'll give you the boat. She was talking. That now the girl is getting sick. Claydor says that she needs some rest. No, do not tell them to go. Tonight, they will stay then. After hearing this, Claydor also becomes quiet and picks up the rich girl and goes to leave her in her room. Now the head of the marine base and the internee, when they were sitting at one place, also the son of the marine captain comes there and tells them that near an islet, we've got the stuff of Luffy's boat, on which the head of the marine base says. Now when the dealer was alone, also Claydor comes to him, because he wants to kill the dealer. The reason was that the dealer had known the verity about Claydor. Tonight, he'll tell the rich girl the whole matter. Now then, we saw that Claydor also has the speed of running and the power of the blade. He'd 5 blades in his hand. He gets them inside the dealer and kills him veritably poorly. Now we see the Joker, whom the fisher brought to his head. The head tells the Joker that I'm the biggest and the most dangerous corsair then. If you maraud anything then, also you'll give me half of it. On which the Joker says, but I'm not suitable to do anything. There's a boy named Luffy roving far and wide then. He also has a chart of the Grand Line. He'll find that treasure. On which the head of the fisher says, who's Luffy and where is he now? The Joker says that you leave me. I do not know where he's right now, but I can help you find him. On which the head believes and leaves him. Now Luffy and the swordsman come out of their apartments to eat food and to drink alcohol. And now these two go to the kitchen together, where Luffy's friend was formerly positioned. And now these three launch talking then. Now Nami also comes out of her room and starts stealing effects then, after which she goes to the rich girl's room. That girl, after seeing the bag in Nami's hand, understands that she's stealing, but still, she does not say anything to Nami. In fact, she starts talking to her such like a musketeers. During their addresses, Luffy's friend says that my pater was also a veritably big corsair, but right now he's missing. Now after hearing his name, suddenly, Luffy exclaims, oh, I fate him. I've met him and I promise you that I'll meet you to your pater. Now the swordsman asks him, is there alcohol to drink then? On which he says yes, in the basement. There's a lot of alcohol, go and drink there. Also they find the dealer's dead body then. After seeing him, both of them get veritably upset and suppose that who must have killed him. Where also Claydor comes in front of them. He also shows them his 5 blades. After seeing them, the swordsman understands that who's he? Claydor was actually the captain of the Black Army, who are bad rovers. A lot lot of plutocrat has been given as a price for him. Now, suddenly the swordsman attacks him with his brand, but with his blade, his brand falls down. In the meantime, Clador's two companions, the retainers, come then. One menial hits commodity on the head of the swordsman and makes him unconscious. Seeing this, Luffy's friend runs down from then snappily from a small place, and he's saved from being caught by the retainers. Now Clador came back then and tells his retainers to find their dead bodies. Luffy came to the kitchen because he was empty, so he could not repel seeing the toxic haze, and he drinks all the haze, so he does not die but becomes unconscious incontinently. There Nami too, after talking to the rich girl, came her good friend, and the stuff that Nami stole, she keeps it all back. There the two retainers, the dealer's dead body, and the unconscious swordsman were brought together near a well and throw them outside, after which they also leave from there. Luffy's friend, who was formerly veritably nervous, now he again goes to every house and tells the verity this time that believe me, wake up. The stealers have really come then, although this time he was telling the verity. But no bone was ready to believe him. And also, Luffy's other friend, that's the internee, also comes then with his companions. Then Luffy's friend tells the internee everything, that the captain of the Black Army has come then and is killing everyone. I've come then to tell about him, on which the Marine captain's son says that this is a taradiddle. The captain of the Black Army was killed by my patter. That is why we've come then to do the work. That is what we will do, to find Luffy. Hearing there when Nami comes to the kitchen, she gets veritably upset that Luffy is lying unconscious then. She doesn't understand. How did he come unconscious after drinking the haze? But also she felt a movement and she snappily goes and hides in a place. There actually Clador and his companions had come, these two retainers, and hearkening to them. Nami understands everything. What are they going to do? They're going to kill this rich girl. Luffy's friend outside the house had brought the Marine Army. Now as soon as Clador opens the door, Luffy's friend tells that he's the captain of the Black Army, the Purloiner. But then Clador starts criminating him and says that his internal balance isn't good. That is why he frequently talks like this. He has been making similar stories since Nonage. Now after hearing this, no bone believes Luffy's friend's words, except for the internee boy. He felt that Clador is a fabricator, and Luffy's friend is telling the verity. Now the Marine captain's son tells Clador that Luffy is then also. Clador says yes, and he hands Luffy over to them, who was partial unconscious. Now Nami comes out of there. She attacks the menial with a pen and makes him unconscious, and runs down from then. Luffy's friend also ran down from there and came to the rich girl. Clador tells the internee boy, what are you doing then? Go down from then. He insults him and closes the door in his presence. Now Nami also came to the rich girl, where Luffy's friend was formerly present. Now then Nami and Luffy's friend together tells the rich girl about the verity of Clador, that he's not your friend but an adversary, and is planning to kill you to get everything. Now the swordsman, who was alive, who was thrown in the well, he came to his senses there. He threw the rope out and was trying to come out of there. But because the well was veritably deep, so he couldn't come out of there. But still he doesn't give up. He keeps trying again and again. Now then we're shown a scene from the swordsman's history, that when he was small, he was getting a swordsman, so he'd promised his friend that I'll come the world's biggest swordsman. But latterly he set up out that my friend has failed. He was veritably sad, and also he thinks of fulfilling the pledge made to his friend. That is, he left to come the world's biggest swordsman. It was 1200 o'clock at the present time, and that rich girl was 18 times old. So now Clador goes to take over all of her property and to kill her. He closes all the doors of the house so that the girl doesn't run down, saving her life. After which, he with his munitions, with his bladed hands, and with his menial companions, he goes to the rich girl's room. But the rich girl was formerly with Luffy's friend, and Nami was running down from the secret paths. These people were made inside the walls and were going through a narrow path. But also the rich girl coughed, and Clador heard her voice, and he set up out where they were. That is why he puts his blade hand on that wall. All three have a narrow escape from the brands, and now they run down from then snappily. The swordsman now tries to come up in the well himself. He was climbing up, but he was falling down again and again. But this time too, he doesn't give up, and he got up again with a lot of courage. He started climbing up, and eventually he comes out of the well. There the internee boy was taking Luffy with him. Luffy came to his senses, so the internee boy goes to him. Now Luffy comes then completely conscious, house, says to the internee boy that I've to go back from then, because Claydor is really veritably dangerous, and the lives of my musketeers are in peril. I've to save them, because he's really the captain of the Black Army, but also the son of the Marine captain, puts a gun on Luffy, so that he cannot run down from then. In the meantime, the swordsman had also come then, and he kills all his companions. Also, he punches the son of the Marine captain, so that he falls unconscious there too. After which, Luffy and the swordsman go out to save their companions. In the house, the three, that is the rich girl, Luffy's friend, and Nami, come and hide in an old room. But also, Claydor also comes then. He suspected that he was then, so he starts looking for them. Meanwhile, Luffy and the swordsman, as soon as they open a way to the house and come outside, Luffy goes up and the swordsman on the other side. In front of the swordsman, Claydor's two retainers come together, so he snappily grabs his brand and starts fighting them. As soon as the rich girl and Nami come out, Claydor snappily comes forward and catches them. He was just about to kill them. That is when Luffy's friend, with his armament, aims at him. But this time too, he survives. Nothing happens to Claydor. Also, Claydor comes near to him at full speed and attacks him and throws him down. Also, he comes near to the rich girl and Nami. He picks up his blade hand to kill the rich girl. But also, Luffy comes before, who made his hand elastic and long and caught him, and therefore saved the rich girl. After which now, Luffy starts fighting Claydor, using the power of his pliantness. He was picking him up and killing him, but because Claydor was veritably dangerous and important, that is why Luffy cannot contend with him for a long time. Claydor attacks Luffy numerous times, because of which Luffy has to stay a bit, but also Luffy hits him hard after he gets a chance, and he falls far down. The swordsman too, after fighting both the retainers, was hitting them a lot once he attacks with the brand in such a way that he throws him down the stairs, and therefore he was hitting them hard. There Claydor too now comes face to face and fights Luffy, and throws him down with his blade and beats him, but this does not affect Luffy much. He was saving himself veritably fluently. Now then, Luffy uses his most special move. He uses the power of pliantness and makes his neck long, and attacks Claydor with it and throws him down. The swordsman too defeats both his companions, and made them internee, which means he caught all three of them. Now, in this way, all these musketeers fought with them and defeated them, and all of them were saved. But Nami says, we should get out of then snappily, because the Marine Army, the internee boy, had come back, where he apologizes to the head of the Marine base. Please forgive me. I tried a lot, but I could not catch Luffy. The head tells him, do not worry, you tried, and completed your work too. You brought those people out of the islet. That is enough. Now we will catch them. He was saying this because he was suitable to see Luffy's boat with his binoculars, and the head of the Marine base says that attacked their boat snappily. There all those people were enjoying a lot on their new boat. They were happily moving forward on their trip, but also the hail started on them. Seeing this, all the musketeers come up. Luffy sees from the binoculars who's doing this, and he sees the head of the Marine base there. Seeing them, Luffy was relatively surprised and said, he's my forefather. Now, hearing this, all three of them are relatively surprised. That's Luffy's friend Nami, and the swordsman said, he's your forefather. When Luffy says yes, and they suppose, why is he doing this? With his surprise, this story ends then.